Yo, what up, though? We live. Man, what it do, y'all? How y'all week going so far? It's a nice couple of days if you here in Detroit or you here in Michigan, man. Weather is nice. Hot as a motherfucker in this house. What up, T? What up, Cuzzo? What up, other Cuzzo? How y'all doing today? Y'all ready for an exciting one? It's about to be lit. Cuz, get on here.
Yo, what's up, Cuzzo?
What's the deal, dog?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Man, slow motion, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say slow motion. It's fast motion. Just a whole bunch of shit going on. Like, had to get my car towed. I told you on the phone I had to get my car towed because my brakes was bald. But it just took so long for the tow truck to get to the crib, get to my job and then get me here. So that was like, it's gonna take all of them forever. But that is that situation, and then my debit card got compromised.
Damn, somebody hacked you?
Fucking what? Trying to get some damn lunch at Taco Bell, looking embarrassing as hell. Yeah, your card's declining. Like,
Oh God, dude.
what you mean?
At a Taco Bell too? Ooh. Please tell me what no.
Good thing I'm up there in the country and ain't no, none of us like that. So I really didn't give a fuck, but it was still
Right.
embarrassing. Like, damn, my car got declined. Like, what the fuck going on?
Yeah, right.
Imagine going to Wendy's and Taco Bell or some shit, and your car get declined. Like, nah, nigga, what the fuck going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, with that situation, I mean, that's pretty much taken care of. Somebody went ham at CVS. Like, what the fuck are you doing at CVS, bro? $100 worth of shit at CVS?
Yo, you tripping? The prices are already jacked up anyway. You couldn't go to the trap house, aka Walmart. Goddamn. You had to go to CVS. They must not have had no car. Whoever hacked you must not have had no car.
Ain't no car, ain't no job, ain't shit. Ever.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
I said, where they at? Me invite her in.
Man, what a hell of a day, dog. You've been through some shit, dog.
Yeah, within these, like, not even that long. Like, damn. Yeah. Just 2 hours.
It like, when you have days like that, it make you feel like, yo, who did I fuck over to deserve this? My car get declined at Taco Bell. I need brakes. Like, what's going on here? Good Lord.
Either way, man, it didn't fuck up my mood, surprisingly. It didn't fuck up my momentum with, like, getting my shit done at work. It didn't jeopardize any of that. And I owe all of that to my and kudos to me and the pat on the back for myself for strengthening my relationship with God and rebuilding the foundation and the relationship with him. That shit really helped, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've been going through things or things will pop up and I'm not reactive as I used to be. You know what I'm saying? I kind of think shit through, respond, then go, according to handling business. But yeah, dog, with all of this, some people would have been just down and out and, my day fucked up. But me, dog, I've just been like, you know what? It is what it is. Everything is back to normal. My account is good. I just can't, I got to wait 24 hours, get my money back and then, get a new card 5 to 7 business days. But I got the card on my watch, and I got to update it. So, yeah, whatever. I'll wait for that. No big deal.
I hear you on that, man. So before we get Nay on here, bro, in your opinion, what is toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I guess it would depend on just depend on your demeanor and depend on how you are as a person. If you abusing your masculine self by, I guess I'll say for a woman, for example, if you just overly masculine and you trying to just be a dude, but you want a man to be a man also, but you fighting him too because you're so masculine, that's a little toxic in my opinion. You're doing a little too much. Like, you don't have to turn that masculinity up all the way. You can turn that shit down just a tad. Just being extra, I guess, you know. That shit, kind of a little difficult to kind of, to dissect, to fully say what it is, but I'll let you rock.
You know, I used to hear that. I used to hear that saying a lot, when I first started really listening to podcasts. And the first thing that came to mind is for stuff, toxic masculinity just sounded like stuff that men ain't supposed to be toxic about. You know, that's the first thing that came to mind when I first started hearing people use that word, and they started using it more and more as I started listening to different podcasts. And before I looked up the definition, like I just told you, the way I looked at it, it was just something that men weren't supposed to be doing. Like, for instance, being aggressive towards women. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have to be. Like, not aggressive like getting ready to beat them up. I mean aggressive in your approach. Like, let's say you see a chick that you interested in. Hey girl, come here. And you snatching her and shit. Or, not being invited to her space, but you being impulsive.
Yeah, kind of force your way into it.
You forcing your way into it. That was my idea of toxic masculinity. Like, because you're a man and you see something you like, you think you could just go get it like that. And I already know I don't associate with stuff like that because I'm not that type of dude. Never have been.
Right.
I wasn't, at one point, I wasn't even an approacher until I got older. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, me too. We wasn't approaching many chicks like that. It was mostly chicks coming to us. And not to sound arrogant or nothing, but that's what really was going on.
Yeah, that's true. But see, you had a different reason than I did from not approaching chicks. I stopped approaching chicks when I realized how superficial they was. You know what I'm saying? What up, though, everybody?
Man, what up, though?
Welcome to Uncomfortable Conversations podcast.
Yeah. Before you go, if anybody just tapping in, you listening, we're talking about toxic masculinity. What is it to you? First topic.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So, my reasoning was different. Once I realized how deep that stuff was with women, with statistics and all that other stuff, it was like, wow. I'm like, it's like I got to work extra hard to get to what I really want. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what, bet I'm about to just fall back. And when I fell back, boom, there it was. When I was being Mr. Thirsty, or you know what I'm saying? Or when I was being Mr. Thirsty, it was like, oh, nah, go on somewhere, little nigga. When I fell back, totally different ball game.
Right.
I started paying attention to certain things. Like when I was in high school, the girls that everybody else wanted, I watched all of them go at her and be on it. You know what I'm saying? So once that happened, we was good to go.
Yeah. And so I
see what's going on here. Now she used to the thirst. Let me fall back and watch what happens. So that's what made me stop approaching chicks, because once I realized how superficial that it got, it was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all on. Y'all judging quicker than what y'all need to be. Bet I got another game I can play for y'all. And that's pretty much how that worked out for me.
Yeah.
Now, what was your reasoning for not, approaching chicks?
Approaching chicks? At a time when I stopped approaching chicks was because I was getting all the attention. So once I was getting all the attention and I was getting the one approached, I was just like, you know what, I'm about to just fall back and just be myself and be just chilling, because it worked out that way. And for me, not to say that I was a shy guy, or was intimidated to approach a woman, I always would. But it started to be a shift where women were, this is the attitude, and they try to, front on you. And I was like, you know what, I'm not about to go through that, because I don't want to sit up here and argue with no girl just because I'm trying to get a number. So once it was at a point in my life where I just started to notice where I was just getting all the approach, like women was just coming to me. I just kept doing me, falling back, chilling in the corner, and letting it ride for a while. And then as I got older, you know, late 20s or mid to late 20s, it was like, all right, I got to step my game up and kind of like, you know, start approaching these women, because the women that I was talking to at the time and being around were a little bit older. So it was a little different.
Got you.
Yeah,
I get
once I was getting all that attention, once I was getting all that love, it was like effortless. It was like, man, fuck that. If they coming to me, ain't no point in me approaching.
Yeah. I definitely had to end up. I had to teach myself that. Like, that was the crazy thing about that moment that I learned. It wasn't taught to me. It was just something like it was instinct. It was instinct, bro. Like, once I realized, oh, I know what these chicks usual is. Somebody taught them that there's a certain type of dude you need to be interested in, or he not gonna be it. So I get it. So I need to change my approach, which was no approach. And then I watched it switch.
Yeah, it was a switch. I
Yeah,
don't know how I switched or why I switched, but it just happened. It was just like that. And
yeah,
I've met, you know, I've talked to a couple of dudes, a couple of partners of mine, you know what I'm saying? They experienced the same thing. Like, man, look, I don't know what's going on in the air, but chicks is always just coming to me. I got to a point where I fell back. I'm just gonna let chicks come holler at me. So I went through that. It was a stage. It was a early 20s up to the mids. I ain't approaching none of y'all.
yeah. That's around the age it started happening for me too. Happening for me at that age. By that time, I was somewhat secure with who I actually was as a person, and I was comfortable in my own skin to like sincerely be myself and nothing extra. You know, at one point I felt like I had to be something extra, but that was only because I saw what the girls was interested in more. Right. But once I got off of that, it was game over.
Yep. I mean, because I had those moments too where I guess you would say it as a character, but I always get this like this alternate self and just be this extra cool, smooth ass nigga. I mean, I'm always cool and smooth, but it would just be too cool and smooth. And so chicks was liking that facade, I guess, and that persona, and I always kept like a little small grin on my face, so I was approachable. That was another thing I learned in school, psychology. You know, some people be walking around with the bitch face or the mean face or whatever. I used to hold like a certain grin, look friendly. So when it's like I'm smiling or I look happy, even though I'm not really like all ecstatic and all that shit, but my face is showing that I'm happy or I'm approachable and all of that. So I will hold my face a certain way, just be a little small little shit like that. And I've noticed, hey, how you doing? You know, you just get this real nice guy approach. And so I guess it just made women comfortable.
Yeah.
Psychological thing too, man. It was a lot of games I was playing psychologically. Like I was really into that shit.
I was too, not to the level that you was, but I was into that psychological shit too, because I started trying to tap into what works with women as far as my power was concerned, and I knew limited, but I knew all I needed was one good move to get me in there, and once I realized it was through laughter, it was a wrap. I didn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I can make a girl laugh and get, you know what I'm saying? I can get the same girl that the thugs and the dope boys was getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't think that was possible until, oh shit, I got a sense of humor that became my superpower.
Yep.
So if a chick didn't like nothing else, she was gonna laugh, and that was gonna just make her forget about everything else.
I think we all learned that humor is one way in. You know what I'm saying? The icebreaker, because a lot of women like to laugh, and if you can get a woman to laugh just all rip, hey, it's over. You or she gonna be intrigued, and then that's when you spit that game, and you know get the going. You get the number, you don't. It is what it is. But yeah, dog, that shit do work. That humor does fucking work. So guys, if you having problems and issues with ladies, Go ahead and get your humor game up. Guarantee you will get a couple.
See, here's the thing about that, cause one thing about humor, what I've learned is either you got it or you don't. If that's not nothing you can
That's true.
you can get taught, bro. You either got it or you don't. It's like
That's true.
it's from having it's no different from having charisma. You either
Yeah.
got it or you don't.
Yeah.
You can't fake that type of stuff because women see right through that. They know when the nigga is faking. They might not know. They might know. They might not know when a dude is borrowing his homeboy's buffs. They might not know that he getting money loaned to him or whatever. But they can peep energy.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah. Very quick. They be like, ooh, oh, this nigga, he corny as hell. He in here trying to tell these lame ass jokes, these lame ass what they call them pickup lines and all that shit. You know, that was something I was never about, bro. I was never about pickup lines and game and all that shit. Bitch, I'm about to give you this conversation. I ain't about to sit up here and game you.
Yo.
My intellect is what's gonna game you, and you're gonna be all like, oh my God, he's smart as hell. Very intellectual. Okay, all right. Ooh, and he's funny. Oh, I like that. I like the laugh. That's
right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. And that's the one thing that I liked the most about learning about different things when it came down to that little dating game, you know, or just trying to get somebody's attention. It did turn it. Unfortunately, I hate to admit this, ladies, but it did turn into a game for me because it got to a point in time where I was like, you know what? I know I'm not her type, but I'm gonna make her say, forget all of that. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
I will put myself to work. Like I challenged myself to get the girls that I knew was not interested in me. I know it sounds sick, but it was like, yo, that was me trying to find myself. That was me coming into my own just to see how powerful I really was with my gift and how it could work to my advantage. That's all it was. It was just me trying to figure out myself what my niche was because pickup lines and all that stuff was not it.
Yeah.
And I said this before in the podcast. I got into it with an older dude that used that led with his money to get chicks and was mad at me because I was having their attention and I was just being me.
All right.
So what I was like, dog, there's no need for this. You do what you do to get your girls. I do what I do to get them. But the bottom line is, I don't have to lead with money. I can't lead with nothing I didn't have a lot of no damn way. So I got to go off of what I already had.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fake that. You can't take that away from me. Nothing.
Nope. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right, cuz. No, you're definitely right.
So, hey, that's how that shit works for me. And that just, stuff like that leads us into our next topic, man. The show, The Ultimatum.
Ooh.
Man, that was one of the craziest shows I ever experienced in my life. And at first, I'm watching the show like, nigga, I'm straight. I don't have to do that. As the show continued on, I'm like, yo, that might be something that could like spark something different. That might that's something that either would help my relationship or it's gonna make us stray away. But I told myself I would do that show just to prove how strong my love was for my wife. Because obviously, yes, there's always somebody better. There's always gonna be somebody that looks better, that's more intriguing, all of that stuff. Yes. However, there's always still gonna be something missing from that person that you admired the most. You know?
Oh yeah.
So, like, this seemed like it'd be cool for fun, but for the long term, I'm gonna need my wife, so I'm gonna stick with my wife. I think so. I personally feel like our relationship could have survived that show, but I'm only speaking from my end. I can't speak on my wife's end because I know her. She different than me. The only thing I would have a problem with is, again, my superpower is watching another nigga make her fucking laugh more than me. The only thing that would bother me, other than that, her striking an intellectual conversation about something that I'm not into, nope, that don't bother me. But my superpower being greater with somebody else would, not to the point where I would act a fool or embarrass myself, but it would be like, damn, I got to step my game up, but I can't step it up more than what I'm already doing in that particular department. So it got to be somewhere else.
Yeah, it
But
just got to substitute it on another level, or whatever characteristic about yourself, you're gonna have to level that up to kind of balance it out. Yeah, I agree.
absolutely, absolutely. So to a point, I feel like our relationship could survive something like that. It might make us both be stronger and stay on our toes and be like, yo, this was close. I was into this chick, or yeah, this was close because I was actually into this nigga. I was interested in him. So it could easily get to a point where it could be like, you know what? I actually think I might be better off going this way.
Mm-hmm.
Or and that's cool too, because it show you, all right, you missing a lot more than what you think you are. So you're not really taking the ill from losing your girl. And see, I wish, one thing I do wish though, they made that show a little more realistic, other than somebody wanting to be fucking married. No,
Right,
there's bigger ultimatums than just marriage. It's
right.
bigger out there than just marriage. Marriage does not mean the world.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be married to build with somebody. So I felt like that's the only part of the show that lacked luster to me, because it was unrealistic to it. Like half of the chicks that said they wanted to be married ended up not even being married. You see what I'm saying? So how's, oh, I want to get married, or not even, some of the dudes was mad about not being married just yet too. But that was just a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
to an extent, I feel like that show, if me and Shahina was to go on that show, or if you and your wife was to go on that show, it's either gonna build y'all or break y'all. No in between.
Yeah, facts. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that show was actually for. It's either to make you or break you, and not necessarily break you, make you, put you in a position to where like, oh, I thought this person that I'm with right now is supposed to be the one. I thought that, you know, this is who I wanted to be with, but come to find out, I'm not. But
Yeah.
that show me like, yeah, that I think that show was exactly what it was for the people who thought about getting married, or, you know, in the process of getting married, just to be sure, because you never know. You never know who you may meet. You think you in that situation that you're currently in is it, but you go on these dates and you're going to see, or meeting all these people, and then you find somebody you got some things in common with, and then y'all may hit it off. But on the flip side of that, if I was in that position, me and my wife, I know for myself, I would probably go back and, you know, pick my wife, because my mind is made. So no matter, no, I mean, I meet people on a daily that I may have things in common with, but just
Right.
because I have things in common with you, and we like certain things, and we have, you know, all these things in common, don't mean that you are the one for me.
Right.
Now, there's a quality, like if you are a person, let's just say you were with this person for 2 years, and you're always the one initiating sex, but you desire for your girl to initiate sex, or you have some sort of requirement. See, that's the thing about that, is that people with that show, it kind of helps you develop your requirements on what you expect from a relationship or a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of that, like, while we're doing this is the time for us to think about what we require for our relationship, or what I require in my marriage. I require for you to, give up sex,
Yeah.
period. I require for you to keep yourself fit and healthy. I require for you to take care of the home, have my kids. Those are the requirements. So with that show, that kind of gave me that light, like, oh shit, like this is basically like you really figuring out what the fuck you want, basically.
Yeah.
Because, like I said again, you can go out on all these dates with these different people, but that don't mean that those people were the right ones for you. It may be the right ones for you at that little moment.
Yeah.
A
Because when
lot
it's new, it feel great.
on the show was just lust. Like with Randall and that white chick, like black dude, like that was all lust. I saw all through that. I knew they wasn't gonna move forward or get married or do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then what my man did, Nick, with that Lauren chick, that was stupid. That was just impulse. So now, and that's what, again, he has a requirement. his requirement was that he wanted to have children. Now the chick that he proposed to and now I guess married to, she don't want to have kids, but she does, but at her time. He wants right now. So now there's a compromise. Now there's you as a man, you're not even fulfilled no more because your wife or the person you with is not trying to give you no kids. Like, why did you do that? Why did you propose to her knowing damn well she not trying to give you no kids right now? And y'all still are trying to figure out, do you guys want kids? So
having an ego is a hell of a drug, bro. That's why
hell of a fucking drug. Hell of a drug. Like, I wouldn't have made that move. I would have just let the show just be what it is and go through the experience and figure shit out and get the answers that I need. What confused me on the show was Ray.
The mixed chick. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray, she confused me because she's the one who gave my mans the ultimatum. And then when, and they was going through what they was going through, he telling her like, yo, like, I want to be married to you. I want to be with you. I want this. I want that. And she was just all down and depressed and this and that and the third, which tells me she didn't want that nigga from Jump Street. She only brought him on that show just to meet other dudes. And that's exactly what she did.
That's what you call a whore story.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Story. Like, come on. Like, why you gonna drag me on this show? Give me an ultimatum to put a ring on your hand. I say I want to put a ring on your hand, but then you dump me.
And that's gay, bro.
What? Nigga, what?
Dog.
You give me the ultimatum and then you leave me? Wow.
Yeah, bro, see, that's another thing. When I was watching that show with my wife, because I was telling myself, like, yo, I wouldn't mind none of this shit that's going on. It just can't be televised. Like, I wouldn't have, at first, that's what I was saying to myself. Like, I wouldn't mind going through all of these stages and none of this shit. Rich losing you and none of that. It just don't have to be televised. But at the same time, as I kept watching it, I changed my mind. I'm like, nah, this had to be televised because it sparked a great conversation between me and my wife, bro. Very great conversation. I mean, great and no pun intended, but a great and uncomfortable conversation because these are shit that happen on that show are talks that need to be had in marriages to keep people on their toes. Nobody need to ever get too comfortable.
Right, facts.
Nobody. Right. So if you already know, like for instance, you already know what your superpower is, and you don't use it to your advantage because you want to be with one woman, right? But let's say that you did. That show would show you, oh, damn, using my superpower to my advantage to get all these little extra chicks really ain't worth it like that. Seeing as though I'm still missing my wife and I'm thinking about her.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it was a great show to me. It was very intriguing. Like I said, I had my little parts about it that I didn't like and I thought was fake, but other than that, it was a great show because we had a great that conversation. It was times when we was pausing the show and was talking about it as it was going on. Sometimes we would talk longer than the show was actually going on. That's how much of a conversation that struck between me and my wife, just so we could figure out where our heads are at with something like this ever happening between us. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was, for the most part, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought it was a great show. It was very intriguing and very educational, and it made me think of some things. And if I was in that position, I believe that I would survive. I believe I would. I think my wife has her mind made on who she wants and where she wants to be and who she wants to be with, and I myself. Now, that's just me having that confidence and having that good know-how about my wife and myself. But, there could be somebody who's way more charismatic than me, more sillier than I am, who make her laugh even more or speak more than I do. So, who knows? That's a gamble that you'd be willing to take if there's an ultimatum, in your relationship.
Yeah.
If there's, like you say, there's a lot of ultimatums, and marriage shouldn't be just the one of them. But at that time in the show, that's what it is. It's either you marry me or it's a wrap.
Yeah, exactly.
Just and I appreciate those women who wanted to be married even at that young age, and I think that that should be encouraged a lot. Like, I think that if you want to be married, even if you're 21, 22, 23, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Go
Because
ahead and do it, because it'll be better for you to dealing with a man and you're married and you end up having kids or children and you're married
right.
versus you not married, you shacking up, and then you got these 2, 3 kids and then no benefits. Now
Mhm.
you single mom. Now you gotta struggle and work 2 jobs or try to, do extra shit just so you can keep a roof over your head with you and your children. So
Right.
I encourage that shit. Like, if motherfuckers want to get young, early as 24, hey, do that shit, bro. Do it.
Yeah.
You
I
found
agree.
a lady and that's your lady, do that shit, man. I mean, think of it's a lot of marriages people last 30, 40 years and they got married at 21. Now there's some trials and tribulations and things that they go through along the way. But if you keep that strong foundation, and what a lot of people need to do is keep God in their marriages. They don't do that. When you keep God in your marriage can go a long, long, long way.
Absolutely.
I really believe that.
It ain't just God either. You gotta have that faith, bro. If you ain't got faith,
Yeah, I mean, that
nothing
comes with
done. Like, all the praying in the world don't mean nothing if you don't have faith in what He's about to do for you, whether it's about to be bad or good.
I mean, that comes with it, though. I mean, if you have a strong foundation in God, a strong foundation is having faith. So
Yeah.
you can't have a strong foundation with Him and no faith. That's just an oxymoron. Like, how the fuck you gonna sit up in here? And you know what? That's great. You know what? I
No,
can't even, because a lot of people will sit and pray multiple times about the same shit that they just prayed over. Like, I'm not praying for the same. I'm not doing the same prayer every day. I'm not praying to God like, hey, God, I want this. I want a better car, and I want a bigger house. I'm not gonna keep praying for that same thing. He already got that prayer. So now that prayer is up, it's my job to go do what I need to go do to work at that prayer. Because
absolutely.
if God sees you working, He sees you putting in that work and you doing your due diligence and shit you're supposed to be doing, those blessings are gonna come. He's gonna give it to you. He's gonna say, oh, my son, my daughter, you serious. So here you go. You worked hard enough. Here go your breakthrough.
Yep.
Gotta keep that going. That faith,
Yeah.
man, foundation, bro. And that's
Yeah.
something that I have been growing, bro, is my foundation. And it's been working. Surprisingly, bro, today would have been a stressful day for anybody. But I didn't let that shit stress me out. I said, fuck that shit, bro. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right, dog. Like, I honestly, some people pray and still complain.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb too. Like, bro, if you
Yeah.
prayer and you put your faith in God and all of that stuff, let it go at that point. Let him work. Let him work, because He not gonna make everything work right away. Some stuff you gonna have to see on your own, and you'll catch it later on. I said that in one of my videos about the funny thing about prayer, or whatever. However I worded it, it was just sometimes He gonna let you see things instantly. Like,
Yeah.
I prayed before and got my answers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I had to sit back and wait, and then boom, there He was, letting me know what He was trying to show me before that I didn't see.
And
So,
that's that mysterious ways that He has. And then for the people who complaining, that's just people who not putting in the work.
absolutely, absolutely,
Complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining, but you're not putting in no work. If you putting in work and you doing what you're supposed to do, ain't no complaining. You ain't gonna have time to complain.
yeah. And as far as the show goes, and seeing if our marriages would survive on it, I don't. I think me and my wife's marriage would survive on that show because it'll open our eyes more. I just don't think we would particularly survive on the show. See, some of the stuff that was happening on that show, somebody would have got slapped if my wife was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have went right. It'd have turned into Love and Hip Hop, unfortunately.
Yeah, it went
Uh,
bad. I agree with you on that. I'm
yeah,
speaking to my wife, like it would have got bad.
yeah. Because some of the approach that some of the women was taking on that show, and being so don't get me wrong, I appreciate being candid. Like I appreciate people being real and straight in somebody's face, but the wording of it kind of was like, oh shit, like, that could have been something if my wife was on the show. It could have been something if I was on the show. If it was me in that predicament, you know what I'm saying? So but overall, I think if my wife would get past the jealous aspect of it, she'll be fine. If she know, like, okay, that ain't gonna go no further because she know exactly what I like. So that's it. Like a show like that, we could survive it if we truly know each other. You know what I'm
Yeah, you gotta really know your person.
saying?
That's
Like I was being honest. I said I could take anything else, any other intellectual conversation you could have. I'm cool with that. I could take that. My superpower being more super on somebody else and working on her, it'd bother me, but I wouldn't like swing on nobody for it. It'd just be like, oh, okay, I gotta step my game up if I want my wife.
right.
You know, like I'm not gonna go try to fight nobody or start bitching about, oh man, you fuck with my girl. Like I'm not doing all of that.
Nah.
That's like I'm not doing that. But because
your woman wouldn't even want you to be like that.
exactly, because think about it. Everybody that ended up on that show knew the precautions. So I think that's how people ended up not getting into it on that show. That's how it didn't end up being like a Real World or Love and Hip Hop type of show, because it's like, hey, look here, you about to sign this contract, you about to get this money, but you do know if you swing on this person, you ain't getting this money.
You ain't getting nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, look, this probably gonna help you more than it's gonna hurt you. And if it hurt you, you gonna still come out on top because this shit, you coming on this show made you strong. And that's the type of stuff that I appreciate about shows like that. I just wish the premise of it was different. It wasn't just revolved around marriage, because you do not have to be married to have a solid foundation with anybody.
No, but that's what the people wanted. You know, it's all on what you want, and that's what I can appreciate. I think if women held themselves to a higher standard and they tell these men, like, I think people should date to marry, not just date to be fucking.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I got out of that show as well. Like, yeah, this would really want you to, like, if you're gonna be dating out here, date to marry, not just be dating to fuck around and sleep with this person and be shacked up for, you know, however many amount of years. No, date to marry. And I think if a lot of women were to I guess give that, you know, persona off, or let guys know, like, hey, right off rip, if you ain't trying to put a ring on my hand, if that's not your mission, then I can't, we might as well not even do this date. We might as well not even call, none of that. You can be my Facebook pen pal, some shit like that, but it's all about not wasting each other's time, man. And that's what I got out of that show too. You gotta really just say, fuck this shit. And guys too, guys should have that mind frame, like, look, you know, what are your qualities as a woman? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? You know, are you submissive? Are you, you know, do you seduce, you know, your boyfriend? You know, do you, what they call that, initiate? Do you initiate sex? Because I require that. That's what something that I want. And then that's why I talk about these requirements. Once you come up to the forefront together, when you meeting this person and you go out on a date, and y'all talk about those requirements, if the requirements don't line up, beat it.
And I feel you on that. I look at it a little differently though, because yeah, you could date to marry, but what's wrong with dating to build?
Marry, I mean, you building while you getting married. When you marry, you building.
Right.
We're building. Because if you just date to build, within that time, you fucking. Boom, wham. Now you got a kid out of wedlock.
That's true too. But what if that doesn't happen? What if there was a way? What if there was a way for you to be with somebody, build with them, not have kids right away, and none of that shit, and y'all could coexist and really make big moves together without being married? Like, the reason why I'm saying that is because who said it was? Who made it a rule to be married for you to build a foundation. It's a lot of people that build foundation on faulty grounds. So it's like, do you really have to be married to build a foundation? Because some people get married out of convenience. Some people get married because, oh, it's not love, it's not, it's not chemistry. It's, oh, my man's got money. Oh, girl gonna let me get away with such and such. So you know that saying. I don't even like hearing it, but it's true to an extent. Marriage is a business. It doesn't have to. Then how about we don't even get married? How about we build? And if we see that we're not gonna work for each other, okay, fine. We don't need to get paperwork involved, taxes involved, money involved. We can have a clean break without all the drama and the messiness. Me coming after your money, you coming after my money. You get what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. I'm looking at another side of it. Like, yes, it's cool to get married. However, this is something that it was programmed into us to do. Who's to say that motherfuckers wasn't coming together and building foundations off of no ring, no paperwork, none of that? Who's to say that that stuff did not happen? You know what I'm saying? We don't know our ancestors. Who knows what was going on before our time? All we know is this was something that was taught to us, just like everything else was. Some of the taught to us wasn't necessarily true or right to go by.
Right.
Look at it. Look how you was raised. Look how I was raised. We can't raise our kids the same way we was raised. Look at the world now.
So, no, and our kids are not. They wasn't raised and born and raised in the ghetto. Our kids are suburban.
Exactly. But at the same time, don't we still want our kids to have that balance?
Yeah.
Suburbia in the hood. Exactly. Yeah. Who's to say that can't happen? So that's what I'm saying. We're going by rules that somebody else wrote. We don't know if they came directly from God or what, because that Bible that we've read and heard many scriptures from, that was by some man recreated that stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. That's the only reason why I look at it in a different light. I get what you're saying. Yes, build, get married, but who's to say you have to get married to build? That marriage. Okay, your love for Alex, right? You love your wife, right? Just like I love my wife. If there wasn't no ring or paperwork involved, does that love change? Because you loved her like that before y'all got married.
No, don't change at all.
See what I'm saying? So that's my whole point. I'm not saying, oh, fuck being married. I'm just saying, look at the other side of it.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like, I get the fact, because you don't need a marriage to build, but the benefit of marriage makes it better.
Right.
I benefit a lot. Something happened, you not married, just say, me and Alex, we ain't married, she died. I don't get none of her, I don't get nothing. I'm just stuck. And just say we was together 15 to 20 years. I get none of her benefits, and vice versa. She get locked up, or she get in the hospital, or something that, no, are you the what? Are you the husband? Are you the wife? No. Oh, okay. Well, we can't give you no information. We can't give you shit.
Yeah. See, that's the difference.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, fuck. Oh, this is my girl for 17 years, and she's in a critical condition. I can't get no information. Nope. You're not family. You're not married. Deuces. Just like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So there are the benefits of being married is grand, but you don't have to. It's not a requirement, I would say, or you have to get married to build, a foundation or a relationship. No, it's just a lot of things that you just won't have the benefit of. You will have to create those yourselves.
Yeah, like get your own type of your independent insurance and stuff like that. Yeah,
all of that.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You're right. You made a strong point with as far as the marriage having the upper hand as far as that building part is concerned versus getting married. So yeah, I get that definitely, totally.
Yeah, because look, I peeped this. Like, it's a guy at work, a fellow. Well, he don't work with us no more. He went to Chrysler, but anywho, he was with his, I guess, woman for 37 years, bro. They've been together. I don't know if I haven't talked to them in a while, but I'm assuming that they still together. They've been together for 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
And they got 3 kids, dog, big old house, and they not going nowhere. They built this foundation. But if anything was to happen, his wife, well, the lady he's with, she owns the home that they're purchasing, right? So if anything happens to her, she dies, either he could buy the home. If he don't have the money to buy the home, he got to get the fuck out of there.
Right.
Versus if she dies and that's his wife, he gets the house because he's the husband.
Right. You're right.
It's a lot of benefits for being married. Now, on the flip side, if that's not what y'all want, if that's not what people want, then I'm all for it. Yeah. If that desire to be married, you don't want to get the paperwork involved, you don't want to be going to court and all that shit. Hey, that's all. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I said that. Like it's another side to it, and it's pluses on both sides, honestly. Mm-hmm. The way I see it, you can't really lose like that either way. You can either take a big loss getting a divorce, you could take a big loss from just being a boyfriend or somebody being a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right though. Let's get into some of these comments, man. Ali said they wanted to be married for the wrong reasons. Some of them didn't really like the people that they were with in the first place.
Yes.
No fiction on that. No fiction on that. I totally agree. I totally agree. Like, and that's where my problem comes in with people wanting to be married. Some women, believe it or not, were taught don't marry for love. And to some degree, I do get that. I do get it. But at the same time, if love is not nowhere near a factor, it's not going to go right anyway. Mm-mm. Somebody going to be cheating. Somebody, whether it's the dude with the bread or it's the girl that don't got the bread, because something is still going to be missing in that relationship. Mm-hmm. Get married for the wrong reasons. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the first time I've been married for me and not for, somebody needed a green card or, damn, I want my son to have the life that I didn't have growing up by being in a household. Like that's no. Nah. Yeah, when you get married for the wrong reason, it definitely backfires.
Yeah, it almost backfired for me. Like before this situation with my co-parent, that shit wasn't even. And you know what's so crazy? During that whole experience, that time, that engagement, all of that shit, I just knew I wasn't gonna marry her, bro. This was going through it just to go through it. Like, yeah, look at us. We trying to build a family because we got a kid together. But in my mind, we not going to be together because I just knew it. I just knew my intuition was correct. I just knew that was not going to be my wife.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a big part of that's that silver lining I see in our bold ass situations that we're in right now with our kid's mother. We did not handle splitting up from them the right way by not being honest off the bat about what really stood. And that's why it's like, oh, you got the nerve to want to move on and be happy with somebody else that ain't me. I know how to hurt you. Only difference is it's only so long that's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So, but I do understand the karma aspect of it and all of that bull, So I do feel like, as far as people getting married for the wrong reason go, before you even do anything like that, you got to think about everything that could come crumbling down before you do such a thing. Mm-hmm. Both times, I knew it wasn't gonna last, and I'm just being stupid and like whatever. Let's just see where it goes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So dumb. There's a price that comes with being a free thinker. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what Kanye say. There's a price that comes with that. But anyway, anybody want to tap in, man? The hour go by so quick now. Gee.
I know, right? Seems like we ain't been talking that damn long, like 30 minutes.
Yeah, man. Anybody else want to tap in? Come on.
Anybody want to tap in conversations? We talking about the Ultimatum show on Netflix. If you've seen it, please tap in and share your opinion. And we also talk about toxic masculinity.
And what it means to you.
What it means to you. I really couldn't thoroughly answer that cleanly, but whatever. All right, we got Cuzzo on the line.
Let's go. What's going on, cuz? How you doing?
What up,
Cuzzo,
though?
what's
What
the
up,
deal?
though?
What's up?
Not
What you
much.
think? What you think?
I never saw the show. However, I do have a comment on the toxic masculinity. I really think that it becomes toxic when
What's up, man?
What's up, man? King in the building.
What's up?
What's up, dog?
He know his name and everything. Look at him.
What's
this
up?
is just crazy that he just walked over here. I'm like, yes. So I think for me it's when men beat their chest. That's a problem for me.
That's the ego.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Right?
we're gonna fuck around and go to jail.
Oh my God. No.
Sierra made mistake and opened the door and didn't know he was behind it, so it was like door, boom, boom.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. So
good.
I don't like when men beat their chest. I'm okay with knowing that you're a man, but the moment you start beating your chest with it, it says something to me. It
Gives off insecurity.
and it makes me angry because my father taught me that a manhood, his masculinity, is something that a woman is not supposed to be able to touch. It's supposed to be so buried deep in him that a woman should not be able to put her hands on it. So when I hear men, oh, she tested my manhood, I'm like, well, how? How? Because she wasn't even supposed to be near it. It was supposed to be locked up in the safe. How could she get that close that she was able to touch it? And then when you have men who boom, 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 I'm the man, I'm the head. What I say goes. Like you can't beat your chest with me. I'm okay that you're a man. I need to know that you're a man, but there's a certain way that you're gonna show me that you're a man. And if you have to be loud with it, it's fake as fuck. Fake.
I feel
You
you.
either a man or you not. So how do men, when we see as a woman, when we see men approaching us like that, that's beating their chest, what can we say to them to get them to calm that shit the fuck down? Because you ain't gotta do all that.
Easy. Make them laugh. Make them. You gotta. This worked on me one day, and it wasn't because I was being like that. I forgot what it was that I was doing exactly, but I got hold. But I got hold in a funny way to where I was like, "Damn, was I on that tip? All right, let me relax." But she made me laugh with it. So when she made me laugh with it, that kind of softened the blow of what she was trying to say. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I see my." Thank you for letting me know about being harsh or super harsh about it. Cool. So that's how you could do it. Well, that's what worked for me. I can't speak for no other dude because other dudes think
Would you say she humorly corrected?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Because I think that's with my dude. That's one of my issues. I know you're a man. I wouldn't be with you if you're not. But when you have to beat your chest so loud, that for me it makes me raise an eyebrow. One, why do you feel like you have to beat your chest so loud for me to know that you're a man? You're a man regardless.
Right.
And two, by you beating your chest like that, it makes me do nothing but not strap on some balls to be mine.
That's Reese. That's because.
But that's toxic though. Why would
that's
you
because
do
you.
that? Why you gotta show your balls because he's showing his?
I don't know. It's like I'm trying to figure it out because it's like in my head I'm going, okay, you need to calm down. Like, he boom boom booming. But the mere fact that you boom boom booming on me, it just pisses me off. And I don't know why. It just pisses me off that you feel like you have to beat your chest to let me know that you're a man. And now in my head, it makes me feel like you fake. Because for me, a man don't have to beat his chest. He's a man. He doesn't have to beat his chest to let his woman know.
Right. So basically what you saying is your manhood should already be shown. You don't have to promote it.
Correct.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's no different from somebody saying, I'm real. If somebody real, they don't have to say they real. People gonna feel that.
Right.
Correct.
I get it. I get it.
So, and the mere fact that you beat your chest, and for me, you know, for him, he might not be beating his chest for him. You know what I'm saying? To me, when it's things that I feel like he's beating his chest about, it just makes me sit back and go, I'm just trying to figure out why you feel like you have to do this. Because I respect you as a man, like you're a man to me. Period. You are a man. You don't have to beat your chest to let me know. But the mere fact that you beating your chest to let me know makes me, as I said, it's the tomboy in me, or it's something. I don't know what it is. But then it makes me go, okay, nigga, let me show you that I can beat my chest too, nigga.
I know.
So now we about to figure out which one of us more manly. And I've done that in my past and it's failed. So I know that it's not the right thing to do. I know it's fucked up.
See, you be the ones be like, you know what? All right. All my shit, and I'm getting the fuck on. Because I ain't got time to sit up in here arguing about with you about who balls is bigger.
Dog.
I ain't got time to be dealing with that. Not with no woman. Hell no.
This is one of them slap the phone moments.
Yeah, like
what the
I had that Kevin Samuels sound machine. R.I.P. to my man. I wish I had that sound, the slap.
Like, I know I'm wrong. Listen, you don't hear me saying I'm just or I'm right. I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have yet to find another way to combat it. Like, I don't know a different way to I don't even know a way to come about the conversation when he's doing it, because my mouth is loose.
Too loose.
Correct. So I know the first things that's going to come out is going to be wrong, right?
Yeah.
So I try not to say nothing. Then the more that I try not to say nothing, for me, again, my perception, the more I'm not saying nothing, not the more you beating your motherfucking chest. Oh, okay, nigga. You want nigga here now, nigga. Nigga here now. Fuck it. We here now. And I know that's not good.
Hey, listen, cuz.
On that note, cuz, I appreciate you. We gotta get some more folks in. Some more folks was waiting.
1 second, cuz. Let me tell something. Let me tell Reese something real quick. Listen, cuz if you don't listen to me about nothing else, listen to me about this. Men and women cannot match energies with each other. When my wife on her crazy shit, I can't match energy with her because I'm not a woman. So I gotta fall back and go into a different bag than she does, because fighting fire with fire don't do nothing but create more fire. Just remember that. Okay? Remember that.
Okay.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
For sure.
For sure. Hell, I mean, I agree with you on that. Just think if we was to match the energies with our women.
Right.
And matching how they behave and how they do their shit. Tantrums and silence and all that.
Right.
That shit.
We'd be divorced already if we did that.
Oh my God, you acting like me. Nope.
Yeah.
My man G in the building was happening. About to get G tapped in. Let's go.
What's up, G?
What up,
G Money, what's up?
What up, dog?
Talk to us.
Hey, yeah, as far as the, I didn't see that show either.
Just speak
on. But I mean, just
speak on what you know.
What I'm just going off of what y'all said was going on in it, as far as what the gist was. I guess you know. I mean, like me, I feel you be like, it's like, you know, for me it's like, yeah, I probably could take a lot of shit, but one key thing that I might never thought a motherfucker would have over me might get to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then that might make a little bit of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Or or not even a problem, but I might get a little jealous. My thing with that show would be, just because my girl laughing, I probably get in trouble because a nigga think just because my girl laughing, he get to go farther, then I'm fucking him up on, so, you know, I just gotta fuck him up. He might get disrespectful, you know what I'm
I
saying?
get that.
Because, you know, like I always tell my girl, hold up 1 second, I gotta turn this off. Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, like I always tell my girl though, man, like as far as that, like it be shit that niggas like dudes would do, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a peep it, just like you a peep something the female do, you know. Hold on, hey, can y'all give me like 5 seconds, bro? And I'll be right back.
Go ahead, man.
Give me five quick seconds.
Go ahead. Anyway, yeah, cause what's something that you think will bother you if you was on that show?
I don't know, cause I'm not a jealous dude, but I am territorial a bit.
Think about.
All right, fam, my bad. I'm back.
Think about whatever your superpower is. Hold on, real quick, B. Think about whatever your superpower is. Working with just somebody else other than you on your.
If he's going to be, then I'm gonna be a little hot.
If you what?
It's charming. Like my charm is mostly like my superpower. That's how, you know, back in the day, I was very charming. So this guy who's more charming than me, or more charismatic than me, yeah, we're gonna have some issues. I may be a little jealous at, you know, a little bit, and then I have to, you know, put myself into perspective. Like, you know what? Ain't no need for you to be jealous because you a cool, dope ass nigga too. So, I mean, my ego gets to me a little bit, it supersedes jealousy. But that would bother me, though. It would bother me.
Right.
The charm part. Like, if he was a little bit more charming than me and more, you know, generous and all that shit, yeah, I'll be a little hot.
Got you. Go ahead, G. What you was about to say, my dog?
Okay, yeah, no, I was just saying, you know, I feel y'all on that, you know, but I'm going to go to the toxic masculinity part because that's something that I speak on a lot. Number one, I don't agree with the last person because I do think she described something that's a problem, but I don't think that's necessarily toxic masculinity per se. I think sometimes maybe that could be ego, your misinterpretation of what a person's saying, or even a misinterpretation of body language. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That could make a person feel like that.
People sleep on body language.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and me, that's something I had to pay attention to because I remember at one point my kids would come and ask me a question. I'd be so drifted off on what the fuck I'm on. Yeah, I look like I got murder on my mind, but really I'm just thinking about what we about to do this weekend. But, you know, with everything wrapped up, that's what that was. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but for me, toxic masculinity is some of the things that I was taught being raised that men don't do. Like, or men do. Like, men just cheat. That's toxic masculinity. You know what I'm saying? A man gonna cheat. Or most men, that's their toxic masculinity. Men don't do dishes.
Yeah.
You know, which that ain't as much now, but as I spoke before, you know, my granddad, he wasn't touching no certain chores in the house, you feel me? And dishes were one of them. He cooked when he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, so for me, the toxic masculinity are those things like men don't cry. That's the number one. Men don't have emotions or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Men shouldn't show emotion. Those are the toxic things that I feel like really got us fucked up. And some of the other toxic things, we see the Me Too movement right now. We like to thinking it's cool just because you a man with power, you can just grab this girl's ass because she worked for you.
Yeah.
You know, to me, though, that's toxic masculinity. And it's really just about evolution. You know what I'm saying? Because when we think about, you know what I'm saying, how many motherfuckers back in the day would have talked about, you know, before being homosexual was fully accepted like it is now? How many motherfuckers was talking about they'd kill their son gay, or they wouldn't talk to them? How many of them same motherfuckers still got great relationships with their sons?
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? That was toxic masculinity because of how we looked at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just want to touch on that one thing. Like, for me, my lady, she feel like I be trying to, you know, like buck my chest out or whatever. Like, that's something that men do around men. You know, and you niggas ain't bucking their chest out over to no female. You know, trying to buck. You know what I'm saying?
That shit
But I think a lot of time my sternness is misconstrued as what was the name? Beating my chest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, our women, they want us to be stern everywhere but with them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and then my lady, she tell me, like, we talk about our past. I know she had a lot of sucker niggas that did a lot of sucker shit for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I be having to go back like, I don't give a fuck what that was. I ain't that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's perceived as beating my chest.
Right, definitely.
But I ain't beating no chest. No, I'm just telling you what I will go for and what the fuck I won't go for.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That's called standards and boundaries.
I see what
standards, boundaries, and you got your requirements.
I see what the miscommunication is right now. The miscommunication is that what you said earlier. She was used to a lot of sucker niggas that did a bunch of sucker shit. If you ain't no sucker, it's not gonna look right to her. I get it.
Or if you
not used to that.
Some women be.
Yeah, I would never feel good. Yeah, I never feel good like, you know, like that I'm gonna show you my balls bigger. You can't, because you really don't have them.
But I was
You got,
because I actually told her that. I said that's toxic too, though. That's toxic.
Yeah, it is. It is. And see, that's that toxic. That's the toxic feminism.
And this was what I was gonna say before she got off. It's like you matching it with a man, which honestly for a man turn off. And
right.
It is. You matching what I'm doing, like you ain't supposed to be behaving that way, because if I match what you were doing, you would be looking at sucker sin.
Hey, you be like, you a bitch ass nigga. You a bitch ass nigga. All for real.
I'll be all these kind of names under the sun. So why can't I hold you to that same standard? Don't match my energy because you feel like you can and you want.
Yeah. Sometimes when your feelings ain't involved, you could just ask me, am I beating my chest? And I can say, no, and then sometimes you might have been through something and the motherfucker keep pressing you about this, and it's a sensitive subject. So then when you snap about it, because they keep pressing at it, now you beating your chest. No, I'm just tired of you fucking with me about something that's really fucking with me or has fucked with me.
Real, yeah. I get that, dog.
Dude, we appreciate you, homie, man. You always welcome.
Hey.
We really do appreciate your insight, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, one love, my brothers. One love, baby.
For sure.
My man.
Peace.
Peace.
What's up, man? I know we got some folks still on.
Yeah. I was about to read another comment, man.
Go ahead.
The couples haven't lived life together yet. They haven't experienced a true life to say, oh, let's do a trial marriage. How you doing a trial marriage and y'all haven't even had a bill together yet? That's real.
Woo! That's my cut. That's my sis. That's my sis, Crystal.
Crystal, shout out.
that you done with somebody else. So it's like, you know, hey, I should have stayed with my person. I know what he's like. I know what he did. And maybe you don't know this person from shit 3 weeks in, and now it's like, oh, the heavens done woke up. What? No, that's not how that works.
That's only because it's something new. That's all it is. It's the newness of it that get people mesmerized. And I see how it can happen because you went from being with somebody for a long time, you didn't got used to them. They either got too comfortable or whatever have you, or started doing things you don't like. And then here it is, somebody else checking all the boxes that, you know, your significant other ain't checking. CC, go ahead. Go ahead, cuz. What's going on?
Since tapped in, I don't know what, hold on, see, I don't know what, I was paused for some reason, bro. Like, I ain't hear nothing Crystal said. I don't know what the fuck happened. I thought the live dropped.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just tapping back in.
Damn.
I done said a lot.
Yeah. She was basically reiterating what she said in the comments, but she took it further. She said some real shit.
I get the playback, but thanks, sis, for tapping in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Sierra.
Okay, so I did watch some of the show. I didn't finish it, but from what I gather, I personally wouldn't do it, just because I'm kind of the jealous-ish type. But I wouldn't want to see my significant other with any other female, because to me that's just kind of weird. Because if you wanted to date outside of me, then you shouldn't just be with me, period. But that's just how I feel about it. So I thought the show overall was kind of stupid, because if you don't feel like you're ready for marriage and I'm ready for marriage and we can't move past this, then maybe we shouldn't be together. Instead of you just trying to date outside of me and try to figure it out that you think you might be happy with somebody else, because you're never going to be, because they're not going to be Sierra, of course. So that's just how I felt about the show. I thought it was kind of stupid.
I feel you, cuz. Hey, it ain't everybody's cup of tea.
You had it already mapped out while y'all in a relationship. Like, look, because I'm pretty sure with the person that you're with, you might have talked about it. So if you talked about marriage, then okay, maybe it's in the works, maybe it's not. But you as a young woman, you can make your decision like, you know what, it's been 2.5, it's been 3 years, it's been 4 years, it's been 6 years. This nigga ain't about to me. It's a wrap.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate
I think the show should have had couples like that. That's what I was thinking the show was going to be about, like couples that had been together maybe 6, 7, 10 years, and it just ain't going nowhere. You got these young, fresh couples, like that one couple that was just fresh out of college. Like, y'all ain't even lived life. Y'all ain't had no bills.
Ain't shit.
Y'all ain't had no bills.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate y'all coming on, giving y'all input, ladies.
Thanks, sis. FaceTiming with you later. All right, cuz. Appreciate you.
See you.
Yeah, that's some good insight. I had to go back on the playback to see my sis, talk her talk, because damn, I don't know what the fuck button I hit or what happened. All of a sudden, the live was just paused. I'm like, what the fuck? No, it's fucked up.
Ain't no telling, man. Internet shit ain't no big deal, man. But we kept it rolling like we supposed to, man. But
we got some more faces.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tapping in, though, man. What I want to say for close out is just, if you about to get married, if you ever really serious about getting married, make sure you doing it for the right reason, and it ain't for nothing else. It ain't no favor. It ain't for anybody else outside of what you want.
Oh shit! Ari the Barbie tapped in. Oh shit!
Oh, no.
All right, you want to tap in real quick?
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, man. So I that's what I believe, man. How would you want to, end that as far as the marriage part of the show with people that was on there for the ultimatum of being married?
Well, in general, I would say this, man. Date to fucking marry. Period. No ifs, no ands. If you ready for that, and if that's the ultimate goal, and that's what you want, date to marry. And let that be known that you want to date to marry. Like, look, I'm in my position. I'm ready. This is what I want. I have this going on for myself. I have this career. I have this. I have that. I'm ready to be married. And if he or she are not ready to be married, then you move on to the next situation.
Yeah.
Now, those people who are ready to be married, cool. Now we're dating. Now we're in that moment of dating, getting to know each other, doing all that extra stuff. While you're dating, you both stress and you give off those requirements. What you require for a marriage, what you desire for it, what you want your man, what you require for your man to have in a marriage, and vice versa, what you require for your woman to have in characteristics and everything else within a marriage. And then you go from there. It's just to go in it blindly and just say, oh, let's just see how it goes. Nah, that's not the route, because you're gonna end up in a bold situation and it's gonna be fucked up.
Ari said, y'all, I'm not just taking care of pups. We don't want to hear that, Ari. Come on the show and give your spew. But
Yeah,
no,
how about you ain't dressed?
she did say, I'll choose marriage when you're ready. Don't let nobody pressure you. I basically just said the same thing. So,
Yeah.
minds.
And that and with that comment, if you're not ready for marriage, that's why I say it's on to the next.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not. If I'm ready to marry, I'm just speaking hypothetically. I'm ready to marry, and I meet this chick, Vanessa. Just throwing that out. And I'm talking to Vanessa, and Vanessa made it very clear that I'm not trying to get married. All right, Vanessa, it was nice meeting you. Thank you for your time. But this is going to have to end, and best of luck to you. And I'm ghost.
Yeah.
That's how you should be, fellas. If the woman is not on your level as far as where you trying to go, don't even sit here and waste your time just because she got a nice ass and she cute, and you just smash a couple times, and now you in a situation that you really don't even want to be in, because originally you were dating to marry, not dating to just pound some buns.
You know what's funny though? A lot of dudes get caught up in the fact that they end up with chick that they didn't think they were ever gonna get, so they get lost in that too. A lot of these dudes don't be having confidence in knowing that they can be with anybody they wanted to if they put the work into it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So some of these dudes is really sitting up here with chicks that they used to fantasize about, and now they got them, and they lost control of what the fuck they really want to do, because they didn't think they was ever gonna get them. It was literally a pipe dream. So, yeah, man. But hey, next Tuesday, y'all already know where to come at 8 o'clock, don't y'all?
Yes, sir. Uncomfortable conversations.
Thank y'all for tapping in. Indeed.
Low that. Peace.